Walker's Desert Diaries, Week 7. Hello, Arizona calling. Another week in the USA ticked off. It is hard to believe we have been here nearly 7 weeks already. It has flown by. Now, after I talked a lot about the crazy weather last week, thank you for your messages on social media, sending some pictures of the classic British summertime of torrential rain. Made me feel right at home as I was sitting drinking a terrible cup of tea. They really can't make one at all in this country. But I was sitting underneath the misters in our local cafe. Now, misters are kind of a sign that summer has arrived in Phoenix. So when the misters go on, you know the temperature's getting hot. It's basically like a sprinkler system for humans. All the cafes and restaurants that have got an outside space, which they call patios. Can I take a table on the patio? They all have misters and they're just great. So imagine a hose pipe with loads of tiny little holes in it. So when you turn the water on, teeny jets of water spray out all over you in like a fine, cool mist. Oh, it's like being in an 80s pop video. I just need some snow-washed denim and a member of Spandau Ballet. I'll be away. Now, this week, I'll be honest, it was the first week when I felt a bit meh about being here. It's been tough trying to get sorted out with the bank and the car, and the children are off school now. We've got no family or friends around us. And I've just felt a bit overwhelmed. Now, I haven't for a minute actually thought, we shouldn't have done this. Although and I know it won't feel like this forever. But you know what? Not being in my house was my stuff. After nearly 2 months, I suppose it just made me long for a bit of security, really. We've got some stress going on with some things that are happening in England, just ridiculous logistics stuff. And I suppose at those times, you want to feel surrounded by what you know. There is nothing here that I know, not people, not even things. I did plan for this, though. I do remember talking to Dave extensively before we came and saying, do you know what? I know there will be times where it feels awkward or difficult. So I was expecting to feel this way at some point, so it didn't take me by surprise. And please cross fingers, in the next couple of weeks, we should be in our house. Depending on whether, of course, with no credit, we can actually get to rent a house. But that's a struggle that is ongoing and a drama, and trying to find someone that will accept a dog and 3 cats. That's a drama. I'm like, we're grown-ups. We're not going to trash your house. Oh, so it's hard, again, being back to renting when we haven't been renting for 15 years now. But, you know, we again knew this was all going to happen. It's been great being in a holiday rental. It's a really lovely house we're in. We've got nice neighbours, really lovely community pool. But it's weird. It's not having my stuff. And I'm not materialistic. I don't have sort of gorgeous, expensive stuff everywhere. But it's silly things like the cups you have your tea in the morning. Those are the things you suppose you take for granted that actually just make you feel a bit secure and a bit at home. And you don't think they make a difference, but they do. I mean, it's Dave's birthday this week, and me and the girls made a cake. And again, not having my mixing bowls and my baking stuff, that I really like doing things like that with the girls, and not being able to do that just made me feel a bit out of sorts. But our furniture is on the way. We have found a house which hopefully is going to go through in the brilliantly named, wait for it, Paradise Valley. Whoever thought I'd live somewhere like that? Paradise Valley. Now, our soon-to-be landlord, cross fingers, is originally from Poland. He came over to the States in the 80s to go to college in Chicago. He was so poor he had to live in his car while it was minus 10 degrees outside, and he lived in it for 3 months. But he got his degree and he went to work for a little startup company called Microsoft. just as they were beginning and handing out stocks and shares in the company in lieu of salary. Microsoft did all right, didn't they, in the end? And so all those early workers also kind of did all right. Everybody here has a story, in fact, about why they came to America and what has happened to them since. And actually, another friend we've met, a guy called Brian, who's from Prestwich in Manchester. We met him randomly walking the dog, which is so strange. I'll tell you about him sometime, but that's a story for another week. So, cross fingers, the furniture should be here in the next couple of weeks. I'll spend a few days unpacking, I'm sure, and thinking, what have I brought this for? But I should feel a bit more at home. I'll see you in the desert.